everyone, and welcome back to our Shaolin Talks. So, Merry Christmas!
Merry Christmas. We've got a Christmas special today.
Yeah, this is a Christmas special for you guys. We thought it'd be really nice to chat about some things that are kind of natural. And we thought maybe you guys, at Christmas time, you've got the opportunity to get outside in nature and kind of explore the surroundings. And we thought we'd give you a more kind of a natural experience and talk to you about nature.
Yeah, because we've been on our Christmas walk.
Yeah, we went on our Christmas walk. We went to a couple of places actually, didn't we?
Yeah, it's quite nice actually.
Yeah. So we went out in in the Dorset countryside, and we went and visited the New Forest.
Yep.
And we're soaking in all the natural beauty and trying to feel the environment and become mindful and
mainly we were looking for animals.
And looking for animals, looking for animals, yeah. Why it's important to get out in nature and what are the benefits and how to be mindful, how to be kind of mindful in those environments.
Yeah.
About how important it is just to kind of, when you're in those natural environments, just to slow down and kind of take in the moment and just kind of appreciate all your surroundings and and kind of sort of create kind of a mindfulness. Yeah. So yes, guys. So when we were out exploring the New Forest, it was just great to see all the wildlife there. And did you know that only half of the New Forest is actually made up of woodland, and the rest of the areas are kind of like heather or
flat, isn't it? It's quite flat as
marshes,
well. Huh?
Yeah, it's quite flat, sort of marshlands and marshes and things like that. Yeah, it's beautiful, isn't it? 700 species of wildflower. It's about the third of Britain's total amount of flowers that they have there, and they have 2,700 different types of mushrooms.
Oh wow,
that's a lot of mushrooms,
so
right?
Are they all edible?
I don't think so, and I don't think that you should try either at home, because obviously there's a lot of people who go out foraging out in the countryside, and they are experts, so they know exactly what they're doing. But I think one of the rules of foraging is that you have to know exactly what it is 100% before you put it in your mouth. So these are the ones. So the rules of foraging.
How do you find out?
So you would need an expert to tell you. You would need a proper foraging expert.
If I see a mushroom, because I only know the ones with the red hood and the white dots. No. These ones are definitely poisonous. They're so beautiful, and they're the ones that you see in all the fairy tales, with the red toadstools, but they're definitely poisonous. So those ones you should definitely know. But there are lots of different mushrooms. I think
in
we saw some on these trees. We saw some mushrooms on the trees. Do you know if they were edible?
I don't know. Do you?
No.
Do you know they're edible?
I wouldn't want to try out either.
No, definitely not. But there's actually, have you heard of, I'm reading an amazing book at the moment about mushrooms, but there is apparently I was reading in this book that all of the trees in the woods are connected to each other by something called the Wood Wide Web.
The Wood Wide Web?
Yeah, the Wood Wide Web.
So they're all connected with each other?
And they're all connected via mushrooms, by fungi. Mycelium. They have these kind of, the mushroom sort of have these like roots that come out of them called mycelium. And they create like a web. And then what they do is they web out between all of the trees in the area. And they basically connect them, and the trees communicate through them.
So what are they communicate about?
Apparently, when there is danger, or if the tree is being threatened in some way, or it's being attacked by wild animals, it will send out a message. And it will send out a message through the roots and through this mycelium out to the other trees. And there's been some scientific research done on it, because they noticed that some trees in some woods would appear to be kind of dead, would kind of like appear to be kind of like rotten or dead, but they weren't actually. They were pretending, because the message had been sent out through the mycelium, and they were protecting themselves from the animals that were coming. Yeah.
So it's like a protective
it's
mechanism.
like a protection.
That's
And then
quite good.
and some of these mycelium also are there to help spread nutrients as well, nutrients into the
Well, so where there aren't any, they get distributed.
The fungi have like a really important part of the ecosystem, especially. And there's some theories like going back that actually mushrooms were the first things that were actually on the planet.
Really?
Yeah, and then obviously the plants used their roots. Use the roots of the mushroom to be able to create roots into the earth, and they're supposed to be one of the first living organisms on the planet.
Okay,
Wow.
do you have a favorite mushroom?
I love mushrooms.
Really?
Yeah, I love mushrooms.
I'm not so much.
I love them. So yummy.
I remember going, when I was young, we were collecting mushrooms.
Did you?
Yeah.
Did you go foraging?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
and
that's so cool.
I had a set of cards which gave you like, oh, this mushroom is poisonous, this is edible, this has these and these qualities.
Yeah.
And you could go, I had like whole set of cards with mushrooms on it. And I loved collecting them.
Yeah,
but I never ever ate any mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms, so I've never ate them. I like collecting them, but
but they were. I mean, I really would love to do foraging. I've tried to contact a few foragers out there to see if, but obviously because of the lockdown, you can't actually go out. They're not doing their tours or anything. But there's one chap who I really would love to interview. He's really cool. He just knows everything there is to know about mushrooms. But I would love to do that. But I remember, I read a lot of his podcasts, and on them he says, you must not eat a mushroom unless you definitely know 100% what it is.
Yeah, they always said
because
that.
Even if you look on the cards, he says sometimes you go onto the internet and it will say, oh, this mushroom's this, and this. But actually, so many mushrooms really look the same. Yeah. So, you can get yourself into a lot of trouble because you could eat something and it really looks like another mushroom. And
I think what you can do is, you can collect them and then go to someone who knows, and they can tell you, this is all good, or they go like, no, this is all
they have some amazing properties as well. Obviously, this is not a talk about mushrooms, but they have some like amazing properties. They have some like some great like anti cancer properties.
Oh, really?
And they have some really great research on different mushrooms at the moment. So there's a lot out there. So they're very special.
So maybe we have to kind of put mushroom on the menu.
Yeah, and there's loads of different types of mushrooms, isn't there? They've got all these different. And did you know also another thing is in the New Forest they've got all these different species of wildlife. They have deer, they have newts, they've got bats, and they've got 3 native British snakes.
Which are?
I don't know the names of the 3 snakes, but I know one of them is an adder, because it's Britain's only poisonous snake, and that lives in the New Forest.
Oh, really? Have you ever seen one? No.
No. Have you?
No.
I've never seen one. I think
Are they
quite
black?
I think they're kind of like
I think they're black,
checkedy type. Yeah, they're black and sort of green and kind of. I haven't seen one. I think if I saw one, I'd probably run a mile. This is pretty poisonous.
Do you actually know that squirrels sometimes eat baby snakes?
What?
Yeah.
Where did you get this knowledge from? Where the hell did you get this knowledge from?
This is just like
That's so random.
A useless fact that no one needs to know. I've read it somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Say that again.
That squirrels sometimes eat baby snakes. Yeah.
I think this is a myth.
Maybe our audience can double check and fact check this.
Have you ever seen? I've never seen. I can't even imagine a squirrel eating a snake. That just does not compute in my head.
No, I think their normal diet is obviously nuts and.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna have nightmares tonight. Now I'm literally gonna have nightmares.
Yeah.
So have you got any other facts about squirrels? I think people out there really love squirrels,
Yeah,
or some people see
squirrels
them as pests, and some people don't really love them. So,
and in Germany, squirrels are called Eichhörnchen, yeah, which means oak horn.
Oak horn.
Yeah, and sometimes it's like you think about, why are they called like this, right? Why are they called squirrels? But I think in Old English, the Old English term for squirrel sounded a bit like oak horn.
Oh.
Yeah. I can't pronounce it, but it sounded a bit like this. So maybe any language experts out there can confirm this.
Yeah.
But I always thought like, oh, this is really cool because they live in oak trees, so that's why they are called like this. And then they obviously have like these little horns, don't they, on their ears. Have you never seen this?
No.
Yeah,
I've never seen
just look how it's horns. They have like these little things on their ears, like that looks like a horn.
Oh, tufts. Yeah, like little tufts.
Yeah.
Do they?
Yeah.
I'm clearly not looking close enough.
What team? They, you know where they have like their nuts, yeah? And they bury their nuts in the winter, to get them. But they need to be really quick eating them because they can't digest something called cellulose, which is like it's a component of like the green cell, like green cells. So in the majority they basically eat protein and carbohydrates and fat.
So what happens if they eat cellulose?
I don't know. I think they just can't digest it.
Oh, right, okay.
I don't know what happens,
tummy ache.
Yeah. So basically, once the nut sprouts,
the spring comes.
Yeah, they basically it's useless for them.
Yeah.
It's not nutritious for them anymore.
So they could be like underground. They could be like, oh, when it all sprouts out springtime, like, oh yeah, it's time to go and get out again in the spring.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did you know actually in the New Forest, because we saw a lot of, well, no, we didn't see.
No, we saw one squirrel.
We saw one squirrel. But we saw, do you remember when we were out, when I took you to see that place, out in the countryside?
Yeah.
Did you see those two deer that were, because I was saying, oh, stop, look over there. There's
no, I didn't. It was too fast.
So these, in this particular area that I took you, they have quite a lot of deer there called sika deer. It's like a Japanese deer. It's not actually native to England, but they're really, really cute. They're quite distinctive. They're sort of like more like a darker brown colour, and they're quite distinctive looking. But actually, in England, there are 6 species of deer. Yeah, so I think you've got roe deer, sika deer, fallow deer, red deer, munted jack. Munted jack deer, and my absolute favourite is a Chinese water deer.
How does that look like?
I'm literally obsessed by this deer.
Have you ever seen one?
Yes, I have.
Where?
I can't tell you. It's secret. If you would like to know where to see the Chinese water deer, then you have to type me a message, and I will send you a message back of where you can see them.
What, like a riddle?
Yeah, like a riddle. Yeah, like a riddle. No, they're so cool. I literally got obsessed by them because I like to do animal photography, and I got really obsessed by them, and I was like, I have to see these Chinese water deer. I really need to see them.
So how are they different from normal deer?
They're a lot smaller.
Yeah.
And they have tusks. They have 2 tusks that come out from here, and they are really cute. But I think the story behind them was the reason how they got into the UK, into this particular area, is they escaped from the zoo.
Oh, really?
There was a local zoo, and they kind of escaped, and then they kind of climatized to the area. They kind of stayed in and they really like these kind of like marshland areas, or like water areas. And they're really they're very shy. And I remember you have to go really early in the morning to see them, and I crawled through the grass, and I was laying in the grass, and I was like waiting for these Chinese water deer to come out. It was like freezing, and I stood there for ages. I was like, oh my god, they're not here. And I was like, oh, they're not here. And I kind of stood up, and then all of these water deer just went, like stood up out of the ground and like, whoosh, and then like took off. And I was like, oh no.
So, but that was like your perfect moment, right?
Oh yeah.
So you didn't have a camera with you.
No, I had my camera. I was ready. I had my camera there, and I was like hiding. I didn't, because I was like, oh, there's no deer here. And then all of a sudden they all stood up and like ran off, and I was like, oh no, this is just.
But that's cool. Now you have it in your head. Isn't it? So.
But it's so cute. They've got like these little tusks that come down, you know, like small tusks. They're quite strange looking. Quite strange looking. I love the deer. They've got these really funny little personalities, and they bark. Do you know they bark at you?
Yeah, you said
bark like dogs.
The place where we went to, you saw some white deer as well. Like
no, this area is really famous for. You know, you get sometimes in England you get these pubs called the White Stag.
Yes,
the White Stag or the White Fallow or something. But that's actually true. You do get these white stags or white deer that come about in the forest, and that area has got quite a lot of white. I think there's one white stag, and then I hopefully I can send you some pictures that you'll see them.
But your favorite one is not the white one.
No, my favorite one is the one that's just like a real bit. He's like a bit of a doofus. He's like a bit doofusy.
So is he a bit clumsy?
Yeah, and he's got a really funny personality. Like he will bark really loud at you and then run off and then run back towards you. He's like it's got really interesting. They've all got different personalities. You know, they're so cute. I find them really cute.
Cool.
Yeah, they're really, really cute. So apparently, it says here that fallow deer were introduced by the Normans. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and the Chinese water deer and Sika deer arrived. So the Chinese water deer and the Sika deer arrived here in the 19th century. And the early
probably
20th
with
century.
travel, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
I think that's probably where they probably came here, like as a
exotic animal.
Yeah, and then it escaped.
That's quite cool. I mean,
clever.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite surprising as well that the climate must be similar then, from where they came from.
I think so.
That they just adapted to this climate here.
Yeah, I think they must have adapted. I've seen a Montier Jack as well. Montier Jacks are really tiny. They're really small, because obviously the normal deer is the stags in Scotland. The stags are massive. You know, they're really huge. You know, they're up here somewhere, and then you've got the kind of the roe deer, fallow deer, they're a little bit smaller, and then you've got these really tiny ones.
So where are they?
They look like dogs.
Where do you find them then?
You find them in the woods. In the woods. Any woods, yeah. I've seen them in the New Forest. I've seen them in local woods. I've seen them in Poole, in Poole, in Arn. In Arn is a really lovely place to go and visit. They've got loads of deers out there, and but this one is really tiny. It looks like. Well, I remember looking out and thinking, "What's that? This is a dog. I can see a dog." And then I was like, "Oh my gosh, no! It's a Montier Jack. It's like a really tiny deer.
Oh, okay,
it's really cute, very cute."
So I think so. We obviously went out and it rained.
Yeah. No surprise there. Yeah. British weather.
This is how you prepare.
See, they don't care. Look at them.
If you go into
They don't care about the weather.
If you need to go into nature, you need to be prepared.
And they're like, yeah, whatever.
Like
I don't
us.
care. Look at him. Oh, look at him. He's coming over. Come on then.
Have a look at him. Do you have some snacks? Do you have some snacks for the horses?
No, you're not allowed to feed them.
Oh, okay.
No, you should. I don't think you should feed them. You're not allowed, because
no. Okay.
Yeah, and some of them they can bite you as well. I remember when I was here last time, I did have a picnic, and I got completely raided. They literally
they
took
were like,
all my
you're
food.
My best friend.
Yeah, and they bullied me for my food. Yeah. Do you like the British weather?
Yeah, I'm not so sure. It's quite. I mean, it's not the worst weather actually. It's English weather is actually quite mild if you compare it to others. Yeah. It's not that cold. I mean, obviously also depending where you are. If you're more in the north, you get a bit of colder months, I think. In the south, you obviously have the Gulf Stream, and which brings a bit more warmer weather. That's why down here in the south, you hardly ever have snow, do you?
Yeah,
so,
no. Up Yorkshire we did.
Yeah.
I remember every year
so
in
I
Yorkshire
think
you have.
if you are more in the north,
snow.
you have a bit more snow, and down in the south, it's more mild and humid.
My grandparents used to come to Bournemouth for their holidays every year because it was like tropical for them.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming from Yorkshire. My
That's the
granny would
same,
be like,
that's why you have palms down there here as well, didn't you? I think so. The best time to travel, I think, to come here. I think July and August are the warmest months.
Yeah, definitely August time.
And I think for a lot of people who grow up in, I don't know, hotter countries, England is actually not really hot because you hardly ever reach 30 degrees. Do you? It's like 25 is hot for you guys.
It's getting hotter though. As the climate's changing, it's definitely getting warmer here. Because I remember when I was a child growing up here, it was like 23 was like the max.
Yeah.
But now, I mean, this summer just gone, we went up to 40, right? It was hot.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's like felt 40.
Felt like 40. No, it was quite warm, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was quite warm. But I mean, I've experienced hotter summers than English summers. And I think the coldest month is like January, February here.
Yeah, it's quite,
But yeah, despite the weather, I think it's always a good time to go out whenever, you know. I mean, I also think you just need to dress up correctly. You just kind of just make sure basically either you are warm, you have like your waterproofs if it's raining, have warm shoes, waterproof shoes. And that's pretty much it, isn't it?
I would definitely give you some tips. Me and Janine went and walked the Scottish Highlands this year.
Yes,
so
that was very exciting.
I think if I didn't have some key things, when I would have not have survived that trip at all. So I think that my lifesavers were, really good walking shoes.
Yeah.
Really
That's very
good walking
important.
shoes.
Very, very important. Yeah.
Waterproof. And then the tip is that if it's raining, you just put some plastic bags inside your shoes.
Really? Is that what you did?
Yeah. Literally
Really?
put plastic bags inside my shoe, and then I didn't get wet feet the whole time.
Oh, really?
It was really, really good. My waterproof trousers and a really good coat, hat, some gloves. And they were like lifesavers.
No, I think that's if you prepare, then you can actually enjoy really nice countryside.
Yeah.
And as well, if you obviously climb some mountains or go up some hills, that's also always good to have. Be warm, basically. Be warm and
so many times when I was out with my camera, I was not prepared. Many times, completely drenched. I was like, oh damn it! I need to make sure I've got waterproofs. Okay, the next time, and then something else would happen, and you're like, okay, right, I need to make sure I've got a really good hat.
Yeah, because I think that's also as long as you dressed properly, then obviously if you're not cold or not wet, then you can enjoy the outsides a bit more. That's what I found. Then it doesn't matter. Then it can rain or shine, and you just enjoy being outside.
So I think being in nature generally is really great. So experts tell you that actually being in nature can reduce your stress levels. Even just seeing nature can sort of reduce your anxiety and stress and anger. It can lower your blood pressure and
calms you down as well.
Yeah, and it's really supposed to be good for your sort of mental and emotional well-being. Yeah. So if you can get a chance to get out during the Christmas period, you know, when you go back to work, you probably might not get those opportunities because you probably have to go back or get back on the computer and, you know, and do all your work. So really, if you can do over the Christmas period, on Boxing Day, maybe tomorrow, you can go and take your family into the countryside, or I know my family, they every I think it's either Boxing Day or New Year's Day. They always take a trip to the beach, and they always run into the sea. I mean, I'm not saying that you guys should run into the sea, but that's kind of like their tradition. It's kind of like they're being at one with nature and all of the elements. I think that's their kind of family thing. But I think just going out in nature, experience it, relax, be in the moment, and try to kind of absorb your environment, you know, and try to bring that into your body. It's going to really help you with your mindfulness and
so
with your
pretty much
emotions.
also use all your senses, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like see what you do, feel what you do, hear, listen, and smell.
Yeah. It's a really good time just to stop and unwind. And sometimes when you're out there, you can get like a different perspective on things. You know, you can get a different viewpoint, and sometimes, like Janine was saying, you know, you can become more creative, or you get great ideas. You know,
I think I really like what you said earlier about you get free aromatherapy.
Oh yeah, free aromatherapy. Yeah, free aromatherapy.
That's a really good way to look at it.
That's great.
Yeah.
I like that, because sometimes we go out and we're walking amongst the pine trees, and pine is a really great, especially for your lungs, you know. So
smells nice as well.
Free aromatherapy.
So we've got a question as well. We've got a questions for you guys.
That's right.
Yeah?
That's right.
Because we're really interested in secret nature places.
Oh,
We want to know what's your secret place, and what is the strangest animal you ever seen?
Yeah, because there are some really great animals out there, aren't there? And I've like trying to take pictures of all these different types of animals in the UK, and I've seen some amazing eagles and woodpeckers and all different types of deers, and it's just amazing. And even like where I live near the beach, they've got these rare reptiles that are kind of in the beach, you know, and managed to take some photos of them. So we just wondered, where you live in the world, what is the most strangest animal that you have come across?
Maybe you can send us some pictures.
Yeah, that would be great. I'd love to see some pictures. Yeah, that would be great. Yeah, and also, what was the other thing you said, to let them know where your secret places?
Secret places, yeah. We like to know secret places.
Yeah, secret places that you go to.
Probably not so secret anymore once you tell them.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's great. Thank you so much for watching us today. We hope you have an amazing holiday. Enjoy the rest of your holidays, and have a wonderful new year. And maybe you guys can think about your New Year's resolutions. So something that you would like to bring into your life for the start of 2021. You know, this year's been so challenging for us, and we've had to adapt and change in so many different ways, and people are so worried about the future and things. But you know, we've got to stay positive, and we've got to look at nature, and we have to kind of learn from nature and experience. Nature's got loads of signs out there. It gives us loads of information, and you have to remember, nature is constantly changing all of the time, and that's like ours. We're constantly changing, constantly adapting, and evolving, but it's keeps going, doesn't it? It keeps going. So we can really learn from nature if we just take a few minutes just to stop and breathe and kind of experience the moment.
Yeah.
So also the thing we want to ask you is what are your New Year's resolutions as well?
Okay.
Yeah. Is there anything new that you would like to bring into your life for 2021?
Okay, I'm curious now.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Yeah, great. Okay, well, thank you so much for watching, and take care. Have a lovely, lovely holiday, and we will see you next time.
Yeah.
Okay, bye, guys.
Bye. Not many humans been here.
Yes, untouched. It's quite interesting because in my book here, hang on a second, let me just open it up. Hang on. It talks about nature.
Yeah, so what does it say?
So it says here, nature in the broadest sense is equivalent to the natural world, the physical world, or the material world. So nature actually refers to the phenomena of the physical world, so like all life in general. And it ranges from the subatomic to the cosmic.
Oh, okay.
So it's like everything.
So it's basically everything. So it's like beaches, forests,
animals, rocks,
plants,
weather,
Yeah.
nature.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's kind of like untouched by human.
So no human intervention.
Yeah,
or-
exactly. Yeah, no human intervention. Live it like here, right?
Yeah.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, I like this. Very peaceful.
I got a lot of biscuits. You can have any.
Are you standing still? He knows exactly what
Posing. You posing? Yeah. Wait. He's gonna bite. He's like, get out of the way. He's gonna bite. Itchy. Indigenous.
What
The
does that
breed is indigenous to the New Forest in Hampshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it means they're bony. Oh,
wow.
yeah. Nice. Fresh.